Throughout my fitness journey, I have made multiple mistakes that halted me back in regards to losing body fat. Today, we're going to discuss the 5 things that you need to avoid in order for you to lose weight a lot more quicker. When it comes to losing weight or any form of body fat, the fundamentals are pretty straightforward. Be in a calorie deficit, have a decent training plan in place, eat healthy. Sounds pretty straightforward, right?
It sure does.
However, if you avoid the next 5 things that I initially made throughout my journey, you're likely to reach your destination and your goal much quicker than I did. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. First things first, one of the major mistakes I initially made at the beginning of my fitness journey was being obsessed with the scales. Literally each day I would wake up in the morning, weigh myself, hoping to see a decrease in pounds, only literally to be disappointed. Reason being, I would look at the scales and either the numbers wouldn't move or perhaps it would look like I've put on actually a few pounds. I didn't consider the fact that I may be holding water or perhaps I might be even actually put on muscle. When it comes to weighing yourself, you've got to consider the fact that your weight will fluctuate. It will fluctuate day by day. One day you could be 176 pounds. The other day it might say you've put on say 3 pounds, 179. When you're weighing yourself, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. I didn't consider this. So a lot of the time it demotivated me. Reason being because I might be in a calorie deficit, I might be working out, doing my weightlifting, doing my cardio sessions, working my socks off on a week-to-week basis only to see the numbers not moving. Or perhaps literally, like I said, the numbers will increase rather than decrease. So in terms of motivation, I won't lie, at times I felt like giving up. Giving up literally because the numbers on the scales weren't moving. Not considering the fact that my clothes are looser, I actually look slimmer. That went out the window. It was more looking at the number, asking myself, why hasn't it gone down? Why aren't I seeing results? Why is nothing moving? And again, demotivation. So take the scales with a pinch of salt. Don't always judge your journey or your progression literally by the scales. Judge it by your clothes. Judge it by how you look in the mirror. If you can blatantly see that you lost weight, or perhaps you can see that your body is much more defined than say maybe 2 or 3 months ago, then you know you're on your way. The second mistake I made at the start of my fitness journey was thinking, due to the fact that I'm in a calorie deficit, I can eat anything. You know, I can eat burgers, I can eat chips, I can eat cake, I can eat fries, I can eat ice cream. All of these things literally will wipe out your progression. I mean, don't get me wrong, you might be able to lose a little bit of weight, but you'll probably find yourself with still a bit of a belly. Or you might find yourself with love handles on the side. If you're someone like myself who's looking to get lean, looking to get trim, then you need to wipe out the junk food altogether. Just because it fits your macro, so to speak, it doesn't mean that you can eat it and not sort of like eat healthy. You got to remember what you're trying to do here. You're not only trying to lose weight, but you're also trying to be healthy. This is part of your lifestyle. There's no point in being in a calorie deficit only to eat junk. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Yes, don't get me wrong, you might be able to shed a few pounds off. Just a few, but you're not going to look healthy. You're going to have a podgy stomach probably still. You're going to have love handles on the side still. And overall, you might not even feel great. It's almost like you're fighting fire with fire. Yes, you're in a calorie deficit, but you're eating junk. What's the point? What is the point? So yeah, that was my second mistake because again, that staggered my progress. And I believe if I was focused and ensuring that my nutrition was on point, i.e. eating my lean meats, my veg and my healthy carbs, i.e. low starchy carbs, I believe that my progress would have sped up a lot more quicker. But instead, I had that mentality again, not doing any research, thinking, okay, I'm in a calorie deficit, I can eat pizza, I can eat cake, you know, packet crisp, chocolates, and I'll be all right. And all that did was, again, like I said, slow me down. So yeah, tip number 2, if you're eating a calorie deficit, ensure you eat healthy. By the way, my good people, if you're feeling this channel, please feel free to subscribe right about now. This year, we're looking to hit the 500 subscriber mark minimum by the end of 2023. Not only would it help me out, but it will help out the channel in terms of the algorithm. But until then, as we continue, let's go. The third tip you need to avoid is overworking yourself. Initially, at the beginning, again, at my fitness journey, I knew at particular times that my maximum I could go to the gym was 3 times a week. Literally because my body will be absolutely shattered, exhausted, burnt out. I can't do no more. But where at times I saw a little bit of results coming through, i.e. perhaps the scales were showing that I'm losing a couple of pounds, I would get excited and think to myself, wow, it's working. So rather than going 3 times a week, which I know is my maximum, I'll push to like 4, sometimes even 5. And that results in only one thing: burnout. Burnout, burnout, burnout. When I'm going to the gym now, in terms of maximizing my lifts or my pushes or my cardio sessions, I can't do it. Literally because I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I've worked out 3 days a week. My body cannot take no more. I need to rest. In order for your body to grow, or in order for you to get results, or your muscles to sort of like replenish, you need to rest. You can't literally just go gym all the time. Some people do, don't get me wrong, some people go gym every single day. But in order for your body to grow, or for example for you to see results, you need to rest. I didn't do that at the start. I saw gains coming through and I just tried to push on. I tried to speed up the process. I tried to rush things. And I ended up exhausted, knackered, stressed. Mindset out the window, thinking, oh, this is long now. Grumpy, moaning at people for no... I'm telling you, the gym will make you sometimes moan at people for no reason. Simply because you're tired. You may not see your gains coming through as quick as you like, so you get frustrated. You lose a little bit of motivation. So literally, sometimes you just literally are stressed out. So my tip number 3 is, do not rush the process. Take your time. There's no rush. There is no rush. If you're seeing gains or progression coming through, whether it's within your clothes or in the scales, just continue. Just continue. And over time, maybe bump it up to 1 more day. Over time. And that's if your body's allowing you to. Don't just rush it just because you've lost 3 or 4 pounds and you're thinking, oh, this is working. And you know your body is exhausted. Rest. Pull up and rest. So yeah, that's my tip number 3. Moving on to tip number 4, which you need to avoid. I believe this is one of the biggest ones out of the 5 that I'm about to mention. Tip number 4 is literally, do not believe everything you see on social media. Just because you see someone on social media who looks absolutely ripped or has a banging body, do not think to yourself, I want to be like them. Because a lot of the people you see on social media, you do not know if they're enhanced or if they're taking any form of drugs at the end of the day. I've been there. I did that. As a 40-year-old male, I was looking at people a lot more younger than me. Again, age doesn't really define anything in my personal opinion. But I was looking at people a lot more younger than me, ripped to the core. I know they're enhanced, but I think to myself, I want to be like that. These guys are bodybuilders. These guys are professionals. These guys are models. I'm not even in that lane. I'm just trying to be fit and healthy. But at the time, I was literally scrolling through something like Instagram thinking, wow, he's ripped. I need to be like that. Or that guy is chiseled to the core. He is shredded. I need to be like that. And the more likely is they're enhanced. But they've been taking whatever they're taking to enhance their body. These guys are, some of them are even competing. Some of these guys are bodybuilders, professional bodybuilders. So rather than staying in my lane, I'm thinking to myself, if I eat naturally, work hard, have a crazy training session, I can be like them. No, you can't. Unless you want to take drugs, D, or unless you want to take any form of steroids, then yeah, you potentially can look at them, potentially. But if you're not on that lane, or if you're not competing, and you just want to have a healthy physique, stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane. That's what I should have told myself. I tell myself that now, looking back, if I was to say, 2 years ago when I started my fitness journey, if I could tell myself anything, I'll say, look, stay in your lane, focus on you. Do not be distracted of what you see on social media, because a lot of you will be disappointed. That's me being totally honest. I'm going to repeat that. Do not be distracted of what you see on social media when it comes to your fitness journey. Because a lot of you, especially if you're my age, i.e. maybe you're in your late 30s, 40s, even if you're 50s, and you're looking at someone who's perhaps maybe in their early 20s, perhaps maybe even sort of like late 20s, but they're enhanced, and you're saying you want to be like that, and you want to do it naturally, good luck to you. But the likelihood it's not going to happen, and I hate to be the bearer of the bad news. You might be able to get trim and looking very healthy, nicely, lean, but to that extent, it's not going to happen. So that's my tip number 4. Do not be influenced of what you see on social media. Stay in your lane and focus on your goal. And finally, my fifth and final tip, which you also need to avoid, is putting pressure on yourself. Quite often we feel disheartened and let down when we feel we haven't quite achieved what we had hoped for throughout a particular period of time. This will only lead to stress and anxiety. What I should have considered, or what I should initially have remembered, is in order for me to lose weight and keep the weight off, I have to change my lifestyle. It's not something that's going to happen over maybe 2, 3 or 6 months. In order for me to lose weight and keep that weight off, it's a lifestyle change. So slow and steady is always going to be the winner as opposed to fast and reckless. I repeat, people, slow and steady is always going to be the winner as opposed to fast and reckless. If you're competing or you're going on stage, that's a totally different matter. However, if you're someone like myself is looking to get fit, have a decent frame body and look healthy, slow and steady. At the end of the day, there's no rush and you will reach your goals. Okay, my good people, that's all from me for today. If you're feeling this channel, please feel free to like, share, comment and subscribe. Add me up on the socials, the Instagram, the TikToks and the Twitters. The name is The Ron Official. You can see in the links below. Until next time, again, make sure you avoid these 5 mistakes, people. If you do it, your fitness journey is going to be sped up a lot more quicker than I did. A lot more. But until next time, stay blessed, stay motivated, get them gains.
Exchange for gains. Move it, Karen. Time I make those lifestyle changes. Do it like Darren. Wait.